At the end of the last week, were you busy? If you're like most women building a business, the answer is yes. You were on calls, you were creating content, you were in your email, you were on social media, you were planning, you were learning. Now let me ask you something else. What did all of that busyness add to your bottom line? Because here's the truth. Most women in business are not ready to hear busyness and profitable are not the same thing. And confusing the two is one of the most expensive mistakes you can make because it feels like progress while your bank account stays exactly where it is. Hey there, welcome back. I'm Tiffany Fulcher, sales coach for women and founder of Convert Her. This is the place where women who are done with inconsistent income come to build a sales system that actually works. If that's you, subscribe and let's get into it. I want to start by naming something that the entrepreneur world has gotten completely backwards because until you see it clearly, you can't change it. Busyness has become a badge of honor. Ask any woman how her business is going, and she'll tell you she's been so busy. And there's comfort in that answer because being busy feels like evidence that you're serious, that you're doing what it takes. But here's what busy actually is. Busy is consuming your time with activities that may or may not lead to revenue. Busy is creating content without a conversion strategy. Busy is taking on admin tasks you could automate. Busy is learning more when you need to implement the things you already know. Busy is being on every platform and every group without any of that connecting back to a sale. Busy is an activity without a direct line to revenue. Well, that's not business. It's performance, and performance cannot pay your bills. So what separates a busy week from a profitable one? It comes down to one question you need to ask before every single thing you do in your business. Profitable women ask one question that busy women almost never think to ask. Does this activity have a direct line back to revenue? Not eventually, not maybe, directly. And the woman who spends 45 minutes scrolling and consuming is being busy. The woman who spends 45 minutes posting on one belief building piece of content, sending 3 intentional DMs, following up with 2 warm leads, that woman is being profitable. Same time, different question, completely different results. So every time you sit down to work in your business, ask this question. If the answer is no, it belongs in your admin hour or it gets eliminated. Your prime selling hours are for one thing only, revenue. Now let me show you exactly what this looks like in practice because the difference between a busy week and a profitable week is not really what you think. The busy week is 2 hours catching up on emails and reorganizing your task list. Tuesday, recording content, but don't post it because it doesn't feel perfect. Wednesday is attending a webinar about a new strategy. Thursday is updating your website. Friday is scrolling through social media for inspiration. Hours spent, significant. Revenue generated, 0. Now the profitable week. Monday is post one piece of content that speaks directly to your ideal client's pain point and send 3 DMs to warm leads. Tuesday is following up with everyone who engaged with Monday's post and booking 1 discovery call. Wednesday is deep into relationships and sharpen 1 proof point. Thursday, post a short that drives traffic to your offer. Friday, review your pipeline and identify who needs a touch point next week. Hours spent, less than you think. Revenue moved, significantly. The difference is not discipline, it's a design. A profitable week is designed around revenue. A busy week happens by default. You can't accidentally build a profitable business. You have to design it. So how do you know right now whether you've been busy or profitable? Here's a simple audit that tells you immediately. Write down everything you did in your business this week, every email, every post, every call, every task, and then label each item with one of the 3 categories. Number 1 is revenue generating, meaning this led directly to or will lead directly to a sale. A DM, a conversation, a follow-up. Revenue supporting. This supports your business but doesn't directly generate revenue. Admin, planning, learning, they're necessary but not primary. And then revenue neutral. This consumed time without adding to your business. Scrolling without purpose, perfecting instead of publishing, consuming without implementing. Now look at your week. How much of your business time landed in category 1? If less than 50%, you've been busy and your income is showing it. Protect your revenue generating time fearlessly, especially during your highest energy hours. That's when you sell the most. Everything else fills in around it. But here's the truth about what changes when you make the shift, and it's not just your income. The woman who's profitable is not the woman who works the most hours. She's the woman who has decided that every hour she gives to her business has to earn its place. She starts every week knowing exactly what revenue generating activities she's committing to, and she protects those hours the way she protects a client call, because they are the most important meetings of her week. And here's what changes when she does that. She works fewer hours and makes more money. She ends every week knowing exactly what she did and how it moved the needle. She stopped the exhaustion that comes from confusing motion with momentum. So busy is comfortable. It feels like enough. But you didn't start this business to feel comfortable. You started it for freedom, for income that reflects your actual value, for a business that works because you designed it, not because you happen to be in it all day long. So stop performing busyness and start producing results. If you're ready to stop being busy and start being profitable, I want you at my free live training. Stop winging sales and start signing clients. Free 1 hour live. And the link is in the description. I hope I'll see you there.